Okay. Today we will see about how to call your server classes, how to connect with your server to get a real data, how to get a real data. Let's say contact search is my component I'm using as a component, and I'm making this as a tab, and I'm making this as a tab. This helps you to search your contacts. This helps to search your contacts. I'm just making it as a contact controller. Okay. And helper I'm taking. Now what I'll do, I'll edit my app. I'll go to my apps setup, app manager, and whatever app I want to edit, I can edit here. Like let's say, okay. First, before going to app, I need to create a tab. Tabs, new lightning component tab. What is the component that we are using? Contact search. Contact search. Next, all profiles, yes. Save. Now what I'll go? Now I'll go to my app manager. App manager. BA application lightning is my lightning application that I'm using now. Edit. Normal application. App options. Navigation items. Here you have accounts and everything, right? Now we need contact search. Contact search. Add it. Save. Once saved, click on back. Go to your app launcher. Go to your app launcher. Select your application. Now we have a contact search here. Let's say here we don't have anything, right? So yesterday we discussed. So if I need any style, from where I will get my styles? I will get from Lightning Design System, getsLDS.com, right? Yes or no? Utilities. I need forms. Let's say I need form. SLDS show code. This is the form element that they are giving. So whatever application I want to do within a form. So I can do this way. Save. Now we'll see what is the output. Sorry. Plain text from label, so many things. What is label here? It is from label is coming outside. And element, so this will not gonna help me. Wait a second. Yes. This is not needed for me. Control A, Shift Tab, which will align automatically. So whenever if I am doing any search, what I needed, if I am doing some search, what I needed, I will be having search button. I have this input button right now. Whenever I hit an input button, I need to search for an element. So if I want to search what I needed, I need a button. If I need a search, I need a button. So let's say buttons. You have different buttons available, like disable, selected, press. This is the seizing button it was showing. Now we can see just a button. Now yesterday we discussed everything, but we didn't discuss the button, right? We discussed about anchor tag button and all this stuff. Anchor tags, and we discussed UI column button and lightning column button. What is button? What type of event you will be having? What type of event you will be having? You will be having a on-click functionality. But do we really need to use these generic buttons? No. When I told you, if there is any available for a lightning column, use always lightning column instead of using the other tags. So now let's go back and we'll see accessibility. So here we have lightning buttons. So not this one. Whenever the component is available, all you need to use those buttons. Lightning column button title equal to search label equal to search. What event you have in lightning button? What event you will be having in lightning button?
Deepak,
Yeah.
where did you see this tag, lightning button?
What is this? This tag.
This lightning button you referred from that lightning design system.
Lightning
file.
developer guide.
You went to the third tab and saw something, right?
Here it is. Salesforce.com.docs.component-library.overview is the component. I am sharing this link in a chart. Bookmark it in your pages. This is the URL for those components. So for a lightning, I am talking about lightning, right? Here you can see components, yes or no. Click on lightning and search for buttons. Okay, you have a button here. Click on button. Now you have a documentation available and how to use everything. And how controller will help you. Clear?
Yeah.
Lightning column, variant base, neutral, brand action. Brand means you can use instead of class, you can also use variant. From here I can see that. So instead of using the CSS class, you can use just a tag called variant. So which will be making as a brand icon. Search. So whenever I click a search, I need to call controller, right? Whenever I need to search, I need to call my controller. What controller I need to call? If I want to search for anything from a server, what I need? I need to have a Apex class ready. Because we don't have a standard functionality here. So for that, what I'll do, I'll create one new Apex class. Contact search server.
Come again, what you told?
Because I wanted to click a search, right? What is my expectation if I enter Deepak here? If I click search, I need to display all the contacts from contact object, whatever the record is matching to Deepak.
Contact with the name as Deepak.
Yeah, contact name like Deepak.
Okay.
So for that, we need to have a controller, Apex class. So that for Apex classes, if we want to use any method in a Lightning, if we want to call any method in Lightning component, you need to keep annotation called Aura enabled. You need to keep an annotation called Aura enabled, and the method should be public static. Method should be public static. In our case, what we are trying to return? We are trying to return contacts. List of contact. Search contact. So whenever I am doing my search, I will be passing some string for string name. Here I will do my like operator. Here I will do my like operator. string query equal to select id comma name from contact where name like why we are keeping this name plus percentage slash, right? We can do this return database dot query okay. Now what happened? Now let's see whether this is working or not. Let's see whether this is working or not. So what I will do, system.debug plus contact search server dot search contacts. I'll say yeah. I'll say yeah. Whatever the results is, I mean, if the contact name exists here, it need to return it out. It need to return. Why this is not coming so much time it is taking. Now I will get query exception for sure. Whatever the A is there, everything is coming. Let's say if I say only P Y R A, P Y R A. So now you will get only those records which having this one. System.debug. Now you can say only one record came up. So search is happening however you wanted, right? So now what we need, now the question is that we have a class ready, we have a method ready. Now first what I need to do, I need to call that class inside my component. I need to call my server class inside my component. Server class name is contact search controller. Contact search controller. Okay, I call. Now I need to create a method for this button. I need to create a method for this button. What is the event we have here is on click, right? On click is the method we have. Event we have. If we want to call any JavaScript method, all you need to use c dot search contact this is a class which I will be defining here, my JavaScript method. Now let me say alert searching. Alert searching. If I click here, searching is calling. Now the problem is that here I entered like a Deepak. If I click search, I need to get an alert message saying that you are searching for this particular Deepak contact. But I'm not getting that, I'm getting something else. Now we understand how to read a value from the input text. Here they are using this element. Seriously, they're bad people. Lightning colon input. Cipher thought. This is my input now. Let's say placeholder search for contacts. Search for contacts. Now, our ultimate expectation that we need to read and value what you entered in the lightning input. So in Apex classes, in Apex pages, we have a ID equal to, but in lightning component, we have aura colon ID. We have aura colon ID. Name param is my ID. I'm using ID called name param. If I want to read any value from the input, we have two-step process. We have two-step process as a standard syntax. First, we need to find an e tag using aura ID. Using aura ID, we need to find an element first. So for that, where input equal to component dot find and then your aura ID. Next one, read a value from the find tag. How to read a value? Where input value equal to input dot get of v dot value. This is a syntax to read a value from the element. Now you can see, you can also read label. Read a placeholder from the tag. How to read a placeholder? Where input placeholder equal to input dot get v dot placeholder. All you need to pass this v dot placeholder. Now you can see input placeholder equal to plus input value. What it means? It need to give the search for and contacts equal to the entered value. Source is unexpected. Where is this error? Acha, now we'll see what we are getting. Let's say search for contacts, Deepak. Search for contacts equal to Deepak. So it means that we are able to read our data. Now next one is that we need to call our server. How to call our server? We have a standard server. Whatever you write for a server action call, ensure that you will be writing on a helper.js, which is like a standard practice that we can say best practices. It is not mandate, but it's a recommended. Search contacts underscore h helper means, and then I'll say component. Why I need component? So that I have to set a values, right? Component.set, component.get. So for that we have a standard syntax like a action. Sorry, I didn't remember that syntax, but I'll explain this line by line. Component.get. Define your Apex method to call. This place you need to define your Apex method to call. Set parameters to call your method. Callback request from the Apex class method. Is state, success, and all. Get return says whether it is a success or not, which will define the request is executed successfully or not. What is the method we are using here in our controller? Our method name is search contact. Our method name is search contact. Search contact. And I will say value. So I am saying that value is a value instead of name is a parameter. You need to use the name as a argument, set parameters, and then whatever you do, you can do. But the other thing you need to do here is I'm getting a response and everything. Where I need to store this data? Where I need to store this data? I need to store somewhere. That storage, that you need to define an attribute. That for that you need to define an attribute saying that aura attribute name equal to contacts type equal to string. Array of contact, right? Contact array. So now this is a local variable of an Apex component to store the return value. So for that, how can I set a values? I have to go in a success. Inside success only you will get a data. Component dot set b dot component attribute name comma values. So what it will do? It will assign directly to the values. Component value component dot set v dot values fine. Now I need to call this helper method from controller. I need to call this helper method from controller. Helper dot controller, and what I need to pass here component comma input value, component comma input value. That was the two arguments I'm taking in a helper controller. Component and value. Value I'm passing is a parameter. It means that it's the input value that I'm expecting. I can also write the same code in controller, but I written it at controller level instead of helper level. Okay. Now we need to understand whether we are getting data or not. How can we understand? Let's say v dot this one dot length say. So by default you will be seeing a value called 0, right? The length of the value is always 0. If I say y, you will get some data. You are searching for contacts. Okay. V dot contacts dot values component dot set alert search. So another thing is a mistake. Okay. Why search? Okay. There is an exception that we are getting here. Okay. Inspect elements. Console.log object receive 9. We got the data, but why it is 0 always? No. Developer console, let's see. Success only. Inspect elements, console, object, receive 9. Okay. Where it is going wrong? Controller, input val, helper dot, component dot, okay. This is calling alert 10. Alert variable 11 name value I'm passing here component of such contact, right? Such contact is search contact. Here also is such contact.
It's all confusing with people. I'm
Huh?
not getting.
Sorry,
Confusing.
I didn't get you.
It's confusing. I'm not getting anything here.
Means
So I'm not getting how the flow is and
you remembered yesterday's flow,
yeah.
right? So we are doing same now. Yesterday what we did, we clicked a button, we written only alert function, we called some helper method, right?
Mm.
Now today what we are doing, we are clicking a button, we are calling a controller. In controller we are reading a data what we entered in the input text, and I am passing that value to a helper method. Passing that value to a helper method. Inside a helper method I am calling my server action.
This Apex class is called server action.
Yeah, Apex class is nothing but a server controller in Lightning. Level, level. Okay. Okay, sorry, this is my bad. It should be component.get. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಕೂಡ ಸೇಮ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಇದೆ now why searching for contacts like you got 7, so it means that it is retrieving data now. It is retrieving data and you are getting that update. Now the only issue here is for us how to display data. And for your question, Sean, again I am repeating. Now you can see, refresh. Now I am entering here as a Sean. Okay. If I click search, what I am doing in search button, I am calling my controller in Lightning. In controller, I am trying to read a value of the input what I entered. Now the value here is Sean. Now the input value is Sean. And then what I am doing, I am calling my helper method. I am calling my helper method. Inside helper method, I am doing my server call. This is the standard syntax to do a server call. There would be no changes. You need to use always the same line of code whenever you are doing your Apex method callings. Okay?
Copy paste, that's all.
Yeah, it's a copy paste. There would be no changes. Not even a single line will get changed. Everything is same. Only one thing you will differentiate here is whenever you have a data based on your attributes. I wanted to store the return values, right? That return values I will be defining my attribute. That attribute only you need to update. Rest all will be the same always.
Come again, what is that attribute?
Here, I have a return value, right? List of contact it is returning, right? List of contact it is returning in server.
Database.query.
Here you can see in method level you can see that you can leave it. What is returning from the
That is a return type of that method.
What is that return type?
List of contacts.
So this helper will call that method means it is getting a return value.
Yeah.
That return value you need to store at a attribute level. That's the only line you will change at a server. I mean within the action call. Rest all will be always same.
This action call is from where to where?
From Lightning component to Apex class.
Meaning here, this what in this page contacts are helper.
Only line number 15. Only line number 15. So whatever, if that state is success, if I successfully executed my Apex method, I'll assign my whatever the return values from the method, I'll assign those return values to an attribute, Lightning attribute, which is a type of contact array. Right. Now, what is the main another issue? What is the other issue now?
What is happening there? That can you explain that? Dad, we copied that code right to.
I explained wrong. Okay, fine. I am going back again. Component.get. The first action you need to define an action. In action, component.get is a method. Get is a method. In that you can get your server method. You can get your server method. Server method name is such contact, right? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to
Yeah.
refer any controller, if any controller like it could be helper or it could be server, you need to mention like a C dot. You need to mention a C dot. It's a syntax.
It is Apex. Apex class is also controller.
Yeah, Apex class is also in a controller here.
That okay.
C dot and your Apex class method name. This is how Salesforce defined.
Okay.
C dot search contact. Once you search contact, does this method have a parameters?
Yeah.
Then you need to pass your parameters, set parameters. Parameter name, you need to pass the accurate name. It should not, if it is a small n, if you pass capital N, then it's a wrong. You need to pass the same naming conventions.
Okay. There is no formal actual parameter thing. That is only actual thing.
Sorry?
Whatever actually mentioned there, that parameter name
Yeah.
itself we have to set.
Because JavaScript to Apex class is actually a REST call. It's a JSON type of call. You need to pass like a proper syntax.
Okay.
And then after passing a parameter, you need to set a callback. Set a callback. Till now, you are just initialized your method. Nothing else you did it. The time you click a set a callback, it means that it will execute a method. It will call the Apex class. It will try to get the response in the function. This response will be state. If the state is success, if the Apex class is executed successfully, then you will get a success. Then if it is a success, it will go inside. So when the Apex class is executed successfully, you will get some returns, right? From a method return. That return value you can assign to your attribute. You can assign.
These methods will have all these values. You mean get state,
Yeah. These are the standard methods of a
callback,
response.
set params, set callbacks, get state, get return values. These are important.
These are standard, and I mean, it's a standard, Sean. Whenever you are doing
These are
any
the
calls.
these are the functions which will get the values.
Exactly. Get state will define whether the method is successful or not, whether the call is successful or not. Get return value will give the body whatever the return you are getting from the call. So whatever you are getting data, that you are assigning to a attribute at a lightning component. Now you have your data here. Now you can use this to display to a customers, end users. Clear? Clear? Hello? Now,
Yes, Deepak.
yeah. Now I want to, because this is a collection of data, I need to display as a table. Data tables. I'm taking as an advanced code only, I'm not taking as a minimum. Later I will modify. Okay. Advanced. Copied. I copied the code and I'm coming here. Control and Shift tab. No named component SVG. So SVG is not found. What I needed here, first one is this. I need to choose a row, select all, sort by name, base.
What are we doing here?
I'm just trying to display data. We don't have Apex page block table in Lightning. We need to use our Apex TD, TR tags.
Table tags.
Sorry?
These are table tags, right?
Yeah. Contact name. I'm just name, account name, and I'm
This is
saying
normal HTML.
yeah, HTML only. But style tags are Salesforce styles, SLDS, all this.
Okay, the class.
Email. Mm, So whatever I have, how many data, how many records we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we have. So we need to keep 1, 3, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So we don't need this 2, and from here till body. We'll see how this is, let's say, we'll see whether the table is found or not with a standard data. So name, account name, phone, fax and email is proper. Now I wanted to display the data accordingly. Now I need to display data accordingly. Let's say name, account name, phone, fax, email. Now the question goes here, how can I display? Generally in there, if you have more than one element, what we'll use in Apex? We'll use for loop, right? If you have more than one record, if it is a list, if you want to read a data, what you'll use for loop to read a data. In Lightning also you have a iteration loop called Aura iteration. We have a Aura iteration. Values equal to item equal to item was not found. Okay, let me go to the Aura iteration. Aura elements, right? Aura iteration. Where it's not okay. Items is this and where is this one? Fine. Items where. What is the item I have here? I have item called contacts. I have items called contacts. So I can refer my items to contacts using v dot contacts contact, and I will keep this Aura iteration after tr tag table row tag. After row tag means every iteration one row will create, so new row will come out. Contact. So instead of using here cloud, I can say control Z contact dot name. Contact account name is correct, and I can say how to get account name from contact. Account dot name. This is how you will get, right? And here it is phone. How to get phone? Account name, phone, fax, contact dot fax. Here also contact dot phone. Here contact dot email. Email save. Okay. Now I'm going to refresh the component. But without data looking like this is a good or bad. I don't have a data now. If I say why, might be I will get a data. Might be I will get a data. So it's fine for me. If I get a data, something like this is fine. If I don't have a data, I should not display my data table only. How can I do that? We can write in Apex classes. In Apex pages, what we have a re-rendered. We have a rendered concept. Here we have a condition called aura if condition. We have a condition called aura if is true, dot contacts that length greater than 0. If the length is greater than 0, then only display it. If the length is greater than 0, then only display it. Now you can see, refresh, search. You got your thing, but why account name is not coming? Why account name is not coming? Account name is not coming because we didn't query it here. We didn't query it here. Let's say account dot name, comma, phone, comma, email, comma, fax. I queried all this, right? Now I queried everything. Set. Why account name? Oh, 1 minute. What happened? Contact at phone. Does this have no contacts at all? Contacts. Lakshmi. Okay. It have a phone number. Details. Phone is there. But why it is not coming up? Lakshmi. Why account name is not coming? Why account name is not coming? Even though account name I will fill here. I will fill Vaisham. Say. So I completed my account, right? Even if I am searching, account name is not coming. You know the reason? The reason behind, in component level we are using a small n. Even this is, the field name is also case sensitive in a lightning component. Even the field name is also a case sensitive in a lightning component. Now you can see, refresh. Lakshmi. Got it? Yes or no? Now you got it. Well, before what happened? Because it's a case sensitive where you will not able to do this. So again I'm explaining what we did. In the first level, in the first event, what we did, we are trying to find a value. We are trying to find a value. We are trying to find a value what we entered. How to find using ID? We are finding a value using ID. By using Aura ID, we are finding a component and then we are reading a value. And then what we are doing, we are calling that in a server controller. We are passing to an helper. From helper, we are calling server action. Once server action is executed successfully, whatever the returns happen from the method of an apex, which is nothing but a server controller, will set an attribute called contacts. If the contacts of length is size greater than 0, it means that if you have any contacts within it, then it will display the table. Then it will display the table with the details what we looking for. This is what it is, a simple component that we define now. Any doubts on this?
Yeah, the controller is referred as C dot. Controller methods are referred as C dot method.
Yeah.
What is this V?
V dot means whatever the component, whatever the values you need to refer from component dot cmp. You are referring your value from context which is there in the component attribute. You need to refer as a V dot.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, anywhere, any other page, wherever we are referring, we can refer it to V.
If it is a component .cm, if you are referring anything from the component, you need to refer dot v dot. If you are referring a controller or a server controller, you need to refer as a c dot.
Okay. Helper is helper.
Yeah. Let me
And
use
this
BA40. I am using BA40 now. In helper, instead of CA, I'll use BA40. And we'll see whether it will work or not.
BA40 is
Namespace. My org namespace.
okay.
Lakshmi. It's not working. You will not able to use your namespace here. You can able to use namespace if you are trying to call another component to another. One component and another. Here what we did in a different action. C colon. Here you can use this one.
Namespace meaning?
Okay, let me go back to this is like namespace means when you can create your namespace from packages. Packages. Package manager, install packages. Package manager, install packages. No, package manager. What is namespace? BA40. See what happened. We are not discussing the topic. I mean, in this session, okay. It was earlier section for me how namespace can be utilized instead of the C column. Instead of C column, you can also use BA40. This is what I mentioned. This is another topic which we guys discussed in other session. Okay, we'll come back there. Their little head, UN search. This is how. Even though I changed my BA40, still it works because you are referring your component using namespace, not a controllers. Clear? But Farshan, this is clear for you, Bhavana?
No.
Sorry. Hello.
Yeah, Bhavana, go ahead.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, Bhavana.
Yes, sir. That